Good morning and welcome to Mystic Monday, where I read cards and give you psychic intuitive messages that come through from spirit as well. We're going to start with a Divine Animals Oracle deck. So I've picked 7 decks today. I have not picked them. I always ask Spirit to pick them for me. I work with over 100 decks, and I also love to do private readings, both on Zoom and in person. I love this. The gorilla has come forward to start off this reading, and it's not just a gorilla, it's clearly a silverback. Think of a gorilla. They are so solid, so grounded, so powerful, yet so held in just this divine wisdom. So I feel that this is coming through to tell you to make sure that you are grounding in all aspects of your life, that you are literally tethering yourself to the earth. Things are shifting dramatically and quickly. And I'm looking up this card because it's the first card of the reading. Typically, the first card is kind of like the roots of the messages that are wanting to come through for you. So in this case, it says peace. To seek or negotiate for peace is a position of strength, not weakness. Choose peace rather than war. Strong leaders lead by example. The greatest kind of strength involves restraint. Don't judge a book by its cover. So what is coming through so powerfully for me, and I feel that this gorilla card is just right off the bat a very strong yes card, that this is what needs to happen at this time. It's all about your belief systems. So there are so many outdated belief systems that are beginning to be asked for integration, like literally to be released. There are so many just low vibrational ways that people are living their lives currently. They are not necessarily connected. They're just doing, from conditioning, from programming, from what the parents taught them or the teachers taught them, and they're not necessarily thinking for themselves. This morning, for example, I was taking my son to high school, and I stopped at a local coffee place because we're partnering with them for something that we're doing at my yoga studio in Wolf Key West. And I wanted to see like where we could put flyers. And while I was waiting, there was a teacher that ran into some of her students. And even though the banter was playful, the verbiage was like, "Oh, I see you all the time in class. Why do I have to run into you now?" And it was teasing, but it wasn't uplifting. Like that doesn't help children thrive. Like mean teasing is not the way forward. It's like a reverse expression of love. So where in your life can you be more genuine? We are so afraid of sharing how deeply we feel towards others. Maybe we get there with our intimate, significant others. For many, I feel that they don't, or maybe we express it with our children. But when it comes to people just a little more outside of our circle and friends, we really hesitate to take the time to look them in the eyes and make a deep, powerful connection. And why? Because there's so much fear behind deep, ultimate intimacy and connection. So, where can you be this gorilla of wisdom, peace, and strength, feeling so rooted, so connected to your being, your soul, this planet, your purpose in this human life that you are currently living? That's a good inquiry for you. Sit with that. Literally, he's sitting. He's sitting, and he's not only sitting, all he's looking at, I'm just now realizing this, he's looking at the earth through clouds. So this is a spirit being, actually, and this is a representation of you. So when you are in this human form, you are still in the spirit world. Your ascended master self still exists. Your past still exists because everything's happening now. There is no past or future. The linear time thing is just a sort of a rule that we, um, you know, live by on this planet to do whatever it is we're all here to do. So call in gorilla energy, call it in, feel the strength in your body. This is a time of blessings showering your life. And I would just like to add that um, you have to be open to accept it. So many of us, we feel like, oh, we're so caught up in what's not right in the world that we forget that there is constant abundance all around us and wanting to shower our lives, but we have to turn our gaze and our attention towards it. So yes, blessings are showering your life. Are you open to receive it? Or are you too busy looking at what's not right? That's what we tend to do. The average person has 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And for those not practicing mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, just self-awareness, over 80%, 80% of most people's thoughts are anxiety, fear, stress, irritation, low vibrational uh, thoughts that they are entertaining because they haven't been taught how to do it otherwise. So it's interesting that I mentioned something about friendships and how maybe we're, connected more intimately to those, like our, significant other, but friendship, support, fun, unity, play. So where can you invest more in friendships? And I love these words, fun and play. This has been a theme for a long time. And as long as people are ascribing to busyness and being human doings instead of human beings, the messages of fun and play are going to keep coming for you because this life doesn't have to be hard. If you have food, shelter, and water, you are so capable of an infinitely abundant, joyful life. But the challenge is that you are shoulding on yourself. When we are thinking about things we are going to be doing, our goals, our aspirations, what we think would make us successful in life. In the mind, there are only ever three voices. One is the voice of ego, one is the voice of others, one is the voice of your higher self. The voice of your higher self is always going to be kind and loving. You are on the right track. You're doing the right things, right? The voice of others is going to be that shoulding. Well, I should be working on this more. Well, I need to put time into this so I can get X, Y, Z. That's not your higher self. That's you ascribing to whatever the pressures of society, what you think your parents would be proud of, etc., etc. So how do we find our true path, our true purpose, our true work? How do we figure out how to live our highest, brightest, most divine empowered life? It is through playfulness and fun, because that puts you in a super high vibration, as well as movement that makes you happy, dancing. And I know I talked about this last Monday, dancing. As soon as you say that word, people are like, I can't dance. Just moving freely, moving your body, being celebratory in your body and moving in ways. These are so important. So actually 4 cards, three cards came out. I haven't showed you these yet. We've got a sacred purpose card, eternal flame, and ancestral legacy. So yes, there's a sacred purpose that you are stepping into, healing of the heart, the power of self-love, and hidden knowledge, Akashic records, silent understanding. Now, I love how these came in order for you. So, firstly, this is a time of ascension. Like, we are not just in a period of awakening, we are ascending rapidly. You have a sacred purpose on this earth that is to hold the light. Literally, her palm is out and it looks like light in her hand. That's so funny. Like, it is your purpose to hold the light. Now, people think sometimes you have to be doing some kind of spiritual job to hold the light. No, you can hold the light in any job. You simply are the love of the place. And that doesn't matter whether you are working at a bank or anything, like wherever you are, whatever you're doing is sacred. Everything is in divine order. Everything is happening exactly as it needs to. All things are in balance in the universe. So probably you might be feeling like there's something more you need to be doing or you should be doing. And again, you're listening to those voices of others or ego, not your higher self. The higher self says you can literally be sweeping up trash and still be in sacred purpose, being this eternal flame. And how do we get there? So people are like, okay, well, that's fine, but I still don't know how to do that. Well, it's all about the heart. And we heal and open our heart through self-love. We're often looking externally to others to make us feel happy, or because we just don't know how to do the inner work. So self-love is a great way to start doing the inner work. Self-love can look like taking a luxurious bath or taking a walk in nature or doing something really good for yourself, or even going getting that health checkup that perhaps you've been putting off. I'm kind of speaking for myself because being a mom of 4 kids, I am currently working with a biochemist. He's amazing, by the way. So if you are having some health issues that are stubborn, or maybe you've been dealing with them a long time, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to share his contact because he's incredibly amazing. But anyway, I'm working on balancing my hormones because I just, for so many years, was a single mom of 4 kids, and I don't want to repeat that story over and over. However, I wasn't neglecting myself, but I truly didn't have the time and the finances to really get the care that I needed. And so now through this self-love, like I noticed it even starting this video, like I'm still on the path balancing my hormones. Some things were really, really out of whack. I feel like this new sense of like energy and wholeness and like the light that I'm holding for others. I have all of this extra room and space to really truly connect deeply with all of the people that I come in contact with, whether it's a private session or a class or a yoga teacher training. It's just incredible. So make sure that you are doing the inner work, practicing self-love, healing your heart. And ultimately, if you're not sure how to do that, keep asking in meditation. Close your eyes. How do I heal my heart? What do I need to do? If you ask enough, you'll start to hear the messages coming through. And hidden knowledge, it's just telling you, Akashic records, there is so much information available to you in the spirit realms, but it's just asking for you to listen, to get quiet, to spend a little time in quiet contemplation or meditation so that these knowledge, this Akashic record information can reach you, and you can access the library when you would like. All right, angels and ancestors, what do we need to know? Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. So here we go with peace again. We started the reading with the gorilla, which is also symbolizing peace. And now we have it coming up again. How do you embrace the energy of peace? You breathe. Breath is your greatest tool. We're the only species alive able to regulate our nervous system through breath. Most people have been breathing 14 to 16 breaths per minute. Some of you have heard me say this over and over and over if you participate in my online offerings or classes, but People breathing 14 to 16 breaths per minute, they're damaging their brain, their immune system. They're constantly releasing adrenaline and cortisol and staying stuck in the fight or flight states. So if you want to embody the energy of peace, start with your breath, because deep, slow breathing as an awareness practice throughout your day, you'll start to heal your body, you'll start to heal your mind, you'll start to feel more peaceful. Things won't trigger you as much. Maybe you need more work than that, and that's fine, but that is a great place to start. Oh my gosh. So I've been holding this card that I pulled, and I looked down, Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. I love this because there is still so much at this time making this video, and these videos do tend to be timeless. However, at the time of this recording, there is so much going on in the United States over the election and so many opposing beliefs. And when I read these people's comments, somebody posts something about what they believe, and then you read the comments, and what the people say, there's just so much anger and hostility in this, like wanting to get their point across over things that don't necessarily matter so much in the scheme of things, in the big picture. So let go of the need to be right. Let people have their opinions and beliefs. It's okay as long as they aren't physically harming someone, or taking actions that again harm people. Let them have their beliefs. This is how the world works. If everybody in the world wanted to be, I don't know, you know I'm just going to go back to the bank, like a banker, the world wouldn't work. We have to have opposing differences in beliefs for there to be balance. If everyone is in agreement, there's no balance to the universe. So let go of the need to be right. Like, why are you holding on to that? Like, I love that Buddha quote. Anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone. Who's getting burned? You are. So check in with yourself and what you're holding on to so tightly, because it doesn't matter as much as you think you do. And I'm not necessarily directing this at you. I feel like the people who connect and watch this are a bit more aware and maybe not living in these states. But also, if you find yourself feeling frustrated with others because they're projecting all these intense beliefs, maybe you can let go of just that feeling you get when they're projecting all of their beliefs that don't make sense at you. Just, you can be in peace. You can simply just have the awareness that they are acting from their own level of consciousness, and that you are simply a mirror of what they are holding internally. It's not personal. It's not you. It's their own inner reflection. We are moving from an age of convenience to compassion. We're working on our hearts. This is definitely the way forward. Okay, speaking of raising vibration, what you do through all these things, getting into peace, breathing better, it's safe for you to shine. I love that. Where have you been playing small? Where have you not been sharing your dreams, your aspirations, your love, your light? It's kind of circling back to the community and friendships and intimacy and opening your heart. It's safe. It's safe to shine, and we need more people living fully in their light. I was called here on a mission. Interesting. So I do feel that people who watch these are light workers and way showers. Even if you just think these readings are interesting and you think that's not you, it is. So you are here for a mission. You're here to help humanity, to help lift the light and amplify the light. Forgiveness brings freedom. Is there anything or anyone, including yourself, that you need to forgive. Again, all is in divine order. There are no accidents, there are no mistakes. Where can you view the past differently in a way that lightens your belief about what happened? Because ultimately, the past is a figment of your imagination. It is you making up a story of what you think happened. And if it happens to trigger trauma or hurt your feelings or upset you or go against your values or beliefs, we tend to hold on really, really tightly to believing that we were so wronged or that we did something wrong. So, where can you go back and offer compassion? That's what we're moving into, compassion. And just check in that there's not anything left for you to forgive. Lots of people have forgiveness that they really need to sit with. Like they have, they have some things they're holding that they really need to work around and forgive. And remember, forgiveness doesn't give the other a pass, it gives you freedom. And you're the one who deserves the freedom if you're holding on to something of that nature. Okay, we've got this dragon deck, and I'm feeling like we're coming to an end here. That popped right out. Orange dragon brings soul families and communities together, spread belonging, warmth, and oneness, bring people everywhere together. So this has been a theme today too of this like community, friendship. I mean, how do we hold the light, raise the vibration of the planet? We don't do it alone, sitting in our homes, looking at our social media. Although maybe you're looking at your social media right now, but hopefully you're doing it to learn, to be inspired, right? So we lift and raise this planet by being in community. Get yourself out there. Maybe volunteer for that thing that you haven't gotten to yet. Maybe invite a friend to do it with you so you can be held accountable. I just feel like there is one final card to sum up this reading that I would like to choose for you today. And if you want a private reading, please reach out. I love to do those. They're very specific. I usually do them for like an hour and I choose over like 11 decks and they're all super, super powerful. So finally, setting boundaries. I love that. And again, do you see the light in her palms? And she's supported there by a very powerful animal that looks kind of like a leopard. I can't tell exactly, but setting boundaries, and her hands are just lit up with the light. So maybe where have you been overextending yourself in areas that maybe you would actually like to say no? Where can you be just more grounded, like that wisdom rooted gorilla, so that you can authentically say yes and no in your life? I feel like there's just one more message wanting to come through. Spirit tells me, they say when we're done, and they say when there's more. I have a psychic channeling course, by the way, both online and in person. So if you're interested in learning how to do some of these things, I would love that if you are interested in joining. So finally, because this does feel like the final card, stay focused, hold the course. I get this all of the time. My guides tell me, you need more focus. Although they don't say I need to. I ask them, how do I get to where I want to be, which is even more powerful in my channeling abilities, like channeling collectives and other dimensional beings and being able to have them speak through me. And they always say, more focus, more practice, more discipline. So what are you setting your sights on first? Like, see, he's looking through a scope. That's not him looking out into the world as a whole, asking, what are my dreams? This is focused intention. So if you don't set an intention, and it's okay if it changes, that's the problem. I think sometimes people don't set intentions because they're so unsure of what they truly want that they're afraid to want anything because maybe that's not the right thing. There's all this second guessing, right? So choose an intention, get laser focused, and hold the course And that creates momentum. And trust me, when you choose something, when you stay focused and you stay the course, the magic doors will open to redirect you powerfully. But when you don't choose anything, you stay stuck where you are. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to see you next time, and have yourself a great day and a great week.